shit.
Well, I see myself.
Because you're pointing it at yourself.
All right, guys, so we're loading up right now, about to head off to Polo Grounds.
Does this thing look cool with the drop stem and the seat low?
Yeah, it does. It looks good. Show them that stem. I don't know if they've seen that yet. You flipped it over or whatever.
That's all I did was flip it over.
Very cool. So this is what you're going to be riding today?
I'm going to start on the 20. I'm going to really try, the 22. I'm going to really try to get, see if I can figure out how to make that thing jump for me.
That's the GT.
Huh?
The GT.
That would be the GT Fueler.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about this the last time we rode Polo Grounds. It's the big bikes or the fat tire bikes are good for jumps, but when it's a jump line that's kind of got a downhill to it,
yeah,
because it's harder to generate that momentum to start with when it's just like a flat setup at like they have at Polo Grounds.
But you know, at where was the last place we rode?
Polo Grounds.
Polo Grounds. And I was on the big bike. It seemed to get more speed, and I just had more confidence. I was starting to look at bigger jumps, not big jumps, but bigger for me.
You just got to learn how to move that extra weight around.
Yeah.
So we got the GT coming with us, the Fueler, 22-inch. And then I've got the Blocks Flyer 26 set up with front and rear hookworm tires now. Had to get rid of those Bozacks. They were worn out.
Man, this thing looks like it was ran into a wall, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look how steep it is.
All right, we're gonna finish loading up and then we'll see you guys in the truck during our drive up.
All right, so we are in the car going through Moss Landing right now. So we're about 20 minutes out from Polo Grounds. And just wanted to say, so today RL and I have kind of set goals for ourselves on what we want to accomplish during this riding session. And for myself, I want to be able to clear all the jumps on the small line. And last time we were up here, which was like a week ago, I was able to do the first 3 or 4. I had those cleared out of 5. So I'm pretty close. We'll see if I can do it today without having to bail too hard. And then RL's got a goal he wants to share with you guys as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
How you guys doing, by the way? Afternoon. So I have a problem of, I have a racing style from way back in the day of you kind of go through the jump, you carry your speed through it, and I want to learn how to do like the pros do, where they straight up, straight down, and you get so much speed that way for the next double if you do it right. And but if I get going on a jump that's a little bit big or new, I always try to go through it instead of just riding it out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's something I want to work on as well.
yeah, we were both talking about that.
Well, it's just kind of scary to do it too, because you kind of have to come straight down into the jump, pushing like the nose of the bike down, so it feels like you're gonna go head first into the dirt.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and you almost have to go slower than you think, like, and you still make it. But yeah, I think slower and learning how to pump has everything to do with it.
yeah. All right, so those are the goals that RL and I have for ourselves for today's session. So keep that in mind as you're watching the riding portion of this video. And then we'll see you guys next once we get to Polo Grounds.
the biggest jump I've ever done on this thing.
Really?
It's not a big jump, but for me it's big.
That's the return route. Right there. Got the end berm. And the final set. So let's see, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, so yeah, this last one's the one I have yet to clear. So I'm working on this one here. Yeah, last time we were here, I did have a few times where I cleared the first 3. The small? The baby line? Okay. Oh, you are? Alright, we're going for the transfer.
Wow. That was smooth. Ugh.
You hung up a little bit?
Yeah.
You seemed like you were up there.
I'm gonna try to go through this one a little bit.
Okay. Yee! How'd that feel? That was nice.
This one's got a kick on it.
Ooh, that was smooth.
Here's a tire stick.
Yeah, it was really smooth. Nice.
This thing's really good in the air.
Yeah. How'd that feel?
A little scary. Kind of scary.
You completely cleared it.
That's just a warm up. Okay. Ooh. That first one was looking really good.
Really?
Yeah, like you looked really good. Like I've never seen like that. And this one, your front tire made it. So if you were nose diving and pumping, you could have made that.
Really?
If you land on your front tire on the tabletop, you're not going to die. You're not going to go over. You'll just bounce a little bit. The ball on the bike, though, not off the bike.
Is it going?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. How'd that feel?
Good.
You're totally bringing your back wheel over the edge.
Really?
Yeah, you were gonna hang right there and you just pulled it up.
Huh.
Nicely done.
Oh, shit.
You're pulling your brake in the air.
I am?
Yeah. Yes. You did some really good things. Stop up here.
Huh?
Stop. You did some good things. You hung on the second one and you still pumped and made that one and the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's huge, man. So now you know if you hang a little, you could still...
Yeah. Cool.
And you had a lot of speed coming into that first one. You made that easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
How'd it feel?
Good. Feels, like I said, though, I just feel so sketchy here, squirrely.
It's hard. Well, okay, first of all, I feel the wind.
Yeah.
You're going right into the wind.
Yeah.
And number two, you don't have much of a runway. I mean, you really got to work your ass off to get through that thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like that first one, it seems like you kind of have to turn left right when you land to line up for this next one.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of sideways of it.
Yes. Yeah. That was it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, turn around and look at this jump. To the right, it's farther because the ending cuts in.
Mm.
If you stay a little bit inside, because all that matters is that you land on that backside.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That was a little better.
That was way better. You made them all.
Really?
Yeah. You could nosedive a little more. Yes. That could possibly be your best one.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the best one.
Really?
Oh yeah, you made it like a foot farther here. That's it. Yeah.
All right, so we just finished up at the Polo Grounds and we are heading back down to Monterey. As you'd see from the footage, I'd say today was a big success as RL and I both achieved the goals we set out to do at Polo Grounds. I'm very happy because, like I was saying, I was able to clear the entirety of the first small set of jumps, so the set of 4 tabletops on the small line. I was able to clear all of them. And then you were able to get steeper on your landings and takeoffs on the jumps and get more air opposed to going through them, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting used to that 22, and I hit the first double on the on the big line. I think that double on the big line is easier to make than the tabletops you're trying to make, because there's
Really?
Yeah, you have a longer runway, you have a downhill drop, and then you have a little pump bump or whatever you call them.
Yeah,
And,
it's. I mean, it's. We were talking about this, and it's more difficult, but I guess it's kind of part of the fun is trying to be able to achieve the challenge. And with the small line of jumps, the runway or whatever, the mound, it's, you know, you only get like one pedal before you're going down it, so it's really hard to get enough speed for that first jump to clear it. But once you figure out how to do that and you clear it, then you have more than enough speed for the entire rest of the line, which is cool.
Yeah, isn't it funny? I mean, it really goes, it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You really got to have all the pieces to the puzzle or you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
And which gives a lot of credit to the guys that have built all the jumps at Polo Grounds, because I've talked to them and they've made them that way on purpose, that you can't pedal in between and you have to know how to pump or you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
And so I mean that takes a lot of skill to put that in together in about 20 different jumps, you know?
Yeah, seriously. In such a small area too. I mean, it's like, that's a tight little park. It's cool though, I like it.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is that I'm getting into the 22 a little bit. I think I need a little bit easier gear because it feels really slow. It feels heavy taking off just because it's got a hard gear.
Oh yeah.
But in the air, man, it moves around really nice. Does exactly what you want to do.
What gearing does it have right now?
I know it's a 9-tooth in the back, and I don't know what's in the front.
Okay. One thing too, we didn't film this, but it was kind of cool. Is of course, once I accomplished my goal, he's ready to push me to the next thing to do. So he was trying to get me to start taking off from one of the lips of the next line over, and then jumping over to the tabletop. So I did that a few times, which was cool. It was just kind of riding off the side of the lip of the middle line, I guess you would say, or the next line over.
Because those lips, when you look at them, man, it's like, how the hell are you going to... You're not going to go in it. You're going to go straight up, and you need a parachute after that, you know? But it's like, it doesn't make sense. You look at the lip like this, and the landing's out there.
Yeah.
The arc is not proper, so but it was cool. He did it. He hit a steeper lip, and now that'll be I'm hoping that'll be kind of bug him a little bit, so that he'll want to hit that more.
Yeah.
And then that's, his step into the next size jump.
That's how I like learning stuff too, is just like taking as small a piece of it as I can and just slowly working up to the full thing. So not just trying to go right off the beginning and try and jump straight off that lip, but instead just right off the edge of it, and then go a little higher and a little higher and a little higher until eventually you work yourself up to actually going straight up and then landing on the landing that's made for that jump instead of jumping over the tabletop.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's fun that way. And you do have to figure it out, though. You know what I mean? But once you got that line figured out, man, you had like an extra foot and a half on that last jump that you made it by.
I almost flew off that berm at the end there. I was going so fast when I landed on the last jump.
Yeah.
Because I tried to turn into it without pulling my brake, and I almost went over the edge.
Yeah, you were moving at that time. I can tell when you make that first jump and the second one, I can tell you're going to make the rest or you're not going.
Oh, really?
In fact, I can tell it from when you start your first pedal.
Huh.
And anyways, I don't know what it was you changed, but those last 5 runs were like really super smooth too. I couldn't believe it. You're landing right at the top, so you get all that transition.
It feels really good when you do that too. It's nice. It's like a reward,
Yeah, that landing. Yeah, that's very addictive to land and feel that push come out.
Especially because I'm used to casing every jump or landing both tires on top. So when you're used to that and then you clear it, you're like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be like. And then you're like, oh, I get it. But that's kind of my methodology for how I learn every trick I'm trying to learn, or just anything bike related, getting used to grinding, hopping up on curbs, wheelies. It was just, instead of trying to learn the whole trick at once, just break it down into really small bits that you can learn piece by piece, and then eventually, you put them all together, and you can do the full thing. So, is there anything else you wanted to cover about today?
Yeah, I was going to say that the Polo Grounds is like, you really have to have it together because the takeoff, the starting area is not very high.
Yeah.
So you have to pump to be successful on whatever line you're on. At Sapui, man, you got more than enough speed. In fact, you'll probably clear the first couple times.
Yeah.
And I like that, man. You don't have to work as hard. You can just kind of stay loose, not as tired.
Yeah.
But Polo Ground is good because it's challenging. Jumps are really steep. It's nice.
Yeah, it's different type of jumping.
It's amazing though. You look at it like, that one was maybe like steep, but it's maybe 8-10 feet across, right? And I was like, man, no, here today.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't want to catch that edge. You see these guys like, I don't know, they're like 50, 60 foot gaps, 30 feet in the air, backflips. And it's just like, man, how do you get your head around that?
Yeah.
Just to roll into it, It's like,
I know, like on Instagram, I always see these
guys riding this jump park in Brazil, I think, and that's like, you know, those ones where it's like they're massive. It's crazy. Like just the roll-in jumps to get enough speed to do the main jumps are like bigger than anything I could dream of doing. And
They're
it's
like mountains.
they backflip every jump, starting with the first one, and it's like not just a backflip, but like a backflip with 4 tail whips, and it's crazy, man.
Now I'm going to say this, and I'm about 90% this is. I saw this. I couldn't believe it though. But Ryan Williams on a big ramp, he went up in the air, took off. He did a backflip away from his bike, and then landed on his bike. Just floated in the air, and he landed back. He got on his bike and rolled out of it.
I was watching a video of him last night where it was on his scooter. He did a backflip. Well, his scooter did a backflip, but they're both separate from each other.
Oh, really?
And then he got back on it, yeah. So like he flipped the scooter and then flipped and then grabbed back on. It was crazy.
And there was another guy that was
doing.
There's another guy that was doing like 4 tail whips and trying to get a 720. I think he got the 360. It was no problem. And he just kept crashing, but he just landed on his knees, slide down the thing.
Yeah, they make that crash look so easy.
Yeah, they just pop up, and I don't care if that stuff padded or what, man. They got skill in crashing.
Yeah.
A lot different. When I crash, it's like, it's a mess.
Yeah. All right, well, that I guess wraps up our ride out day, or a day of riding up in Aptos at the Polo Grounds jump track. That's kind of becoming one of our go-to spots, I'd say.
Yeah, I like the way they fixed it up. A lot to learn there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're working on getting a lot more riding videos out to you guys. I see a lot of people requesting that, so we're focusing on that and getting them out to you guys. Be sure to comment in the comment section what other videos you want to see us doing, or just specifically where you want to see us go ride. Any type of content you want to see, let us know, and we'll be sure to do that. Other than that, if you like the video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And in the meantime, I guess that's about it. So we'll see you guys next time.
Hey, you guys have a good one. See you later.
Peace.